You're listening to I-95, Bangor's classic rock station with Jay, Stu, and Corey in the morning. Jay, Stu, and Corey rock.
I-95, Jay, Stu, and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station today. Here we are on a Monday that feels really like a friggin' Monday, but that's all right. I don't give a crap.
It said that March did not come in like a lion or a lamb. It came in like a drunken weasel at the end of the night that can't find its way out of the box because it's just that kind of a weird situation.
Well, I mean, all it did was rain. Could be worse.
But it's going to keep on raining. I was listening to the forecast. Today's going to be the one nice, bright, dry day. Soak it in because the rest is gross.
I've given up on the universe, so, who cares? Let it rain. You know what I mean? What am I going to do? Stop it? No.
Nope.
What am I going to do? Complain about it? Probably a little, but at least I recognize the fact that does nothing. Complaining about it doesn't make you feel better. It only makes you feel worse. You think you're going to feel better, but you don't. You know? So it's like, screw it. We'll just suffer.
It's already wicked muddy out there. I was trying to get into my driveway, and I was like, why can't I go anywhere? It's just weird. And I realized I was usually what was, gravel and kind of muddish. It was just straight up crater of slime.
Yeah. I mean, I understand Mother Nature does her thing and isn't going to cooperate. When all we really need is just like 3 or 4 days of no rain so that everything can just soak in where it's going to and dry out just a tiny bit. But no, it's going to rain for 40 days and 40 nights. It's going to be like biblical all through friggin' March and April. It's going to be great. I'm going to love it.
It's convinced me some more.
Oh, yeah. I am totally on board with how awesome it's going to be.
Yeah, I can tell.
We got a matchup?
We do. Already. We've got, you picked Thin Lizzy's Cowboy song, and I figured I'd go also in like alternative job, possibly. You've got Cowboys, and I think Disco Strangler works. So, Eagles and Cowboys today.
Sure.
Sounds like a football matchup, but
pretty much.
Ready to go.
Both crappy teams, I think.
Yeah. You can vote. Not many want to, but you can. 991-9713, or you can head over to Facebook and drop us a line there. Our app is working. You can send me a little note there, and we'll say hey.
There you go. Meantime, let's kick this thing off with a little bit of Aerosmith to get our morning going on I-95. I-95, Jay, Stu, and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station. Morning music matchups going right now at the I-95 Facebook page. What was it? Thin Lizzy versus who?
The Eagles.
Eagles, right.
Disco Strangler. Nothing weird about that?
Oh, whatever. I read in a stupid book once. You want to talk about like the backfire of all time. I think it was the end of the 70s. Maybe it was like 79, 1980 or whatever. I think it was in Chicago. They had some night where they were basically they're like, bring all your disco records and we're going to burn them at the seventh inning stretch.
Okay.
Well, you can imagine how well that went with people all of a sudden, you've got an area where there's beer, there's maybe a lot of testosterone sometimes, at a baseball, any
but
sports game.
But that's such a good mix. Always.
And then the team, I think it was the home team, was losing on top of that. So it came time to do all this stuff with the records. And people were throwing them. Like it became a thing. It was a problem right out of the gate. So then they finally gather them all up at the seventh inning stretch or whatever, and they decide they're going to blow them up or whatever. And they used about 8,000 times more explosives than they needed to.
Oh my God.
For this pile of records. So then shards of Broken Album are flying into the crowd at high speed and started fires and stuff. It basically ruined the game. I feel like it was a double header and they had to forfeit the second game and take the loss. Or whatever it was. It was hilarious. I'll look it up here in a minute and get down on it. But I don't know why. It's like it was the same city. Was it also Chicago where they tried to let out the 1 million balloons that time and it caused airplanes to crash?
Who's in charge of this? Larry, bad ideas. Don't give Larry the idea, projects. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. So I don't think our morning music matchup is at that level. So I think we're okay today.
Nope.
But disco is what made me think of it.
Yeah, you know what's weird? It's like disco went away, right? Except there is a new pop artist who it seems like every single song she puts out is disco. And I'm like, she's single-handedly the one artist right now on the pop charts that's bringing disco back. Everything she has is disco-esque. And I'm like, why do we need to go back there?
But I hope she fails.
Well, she's not. She's not failing at all.
Who is it?
It's
Who is
weird.
it?
Dua Lipa.
All right. She's fairly talented. At least she writes her own songs.
Everything is disco. It's like she grew up in that era. Her parents must have been massive disco fans because everything she churns out is like that. And I'm like, wow, she's just bringing it back.
Hey, somebody's going to be Gloria Gaynor. It's not going to be me.
I don't know that she's there yet, but she's certainly trying. You could do it.
Yeah, I'm halfway there. Get your votes in over at the I-95 Facebook page, the I-95 app, 9919713, all the places. I can't answer the phone when I'm talking, so whoever is calling right now is going to have to wait just a second here. But get your votes in those places, and then when we come back later in the hour, we got about a half hour before we'll announce our winner, so you got plenty of time to vote. I-95. I-95, Jay, Stu, and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station. So I have a cool journey story that happened last week, actually. It has to do with all of us here in Maine, actually, in a way. So MAMM, Maine Academy of Modern Music, the people I work for on the weekends where I do my rock classes with the kids and stuff, we just had our big annual fundraising gala Thursday of last week. Obviously, I was not there, but they had that down in Portland. Gotcha. And one of the key people involved, who's a big friend of MAMM, is this guy named Adam Ayen. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't. Adam is the heir apparent to Bob Ludwig at Gateway Mastering. Bob is retired. Adam's been working with him for years, and now Adam is the one mastering everybody's huge, gigantic records. And he's been working on the Journey, box set, greatest hits collection, whatever it is. He's remastered a ton of new of old Journey records in the last few weeks. And he was telling Steve Perry about his involvement with MAMM. So Thursday night, I think it was just a casual conversation between Adam and Steve Perry. He's like, hey, I got to get going. I'm headed out to, do this thing. I'm going to this event for, they host these rock classes for kids and stuff. And Steve Perry's like, wait a minute, what? He's like, tell me more about this. So Adam, gives him the pitch or whatever. Next thing you know, signed copies of Journey records are showing up at the event. And they were able to be auctioned off for charity. And Steve Perry got on FaceTime and addressed the crowd at the event.
No way.
Swear to God. And then if it couldn't get any more, I won't say how much because that's not a nice thing to do. But he made a generous donation as well.
Wow.
So the guy's just like, he apparently loves what we did, was so thrilled by the idea and stuff like that he got on the phone with our director and he's like, oh my God, I love what you're doing. This is what I want to do to help and I want to donate some money and, just going off. And it was just like, and wanted to address the crowd, which I thought was hilarious.
That's fantastic, man.
So
it's in his best interest to keep people interested in rock, I would imagine. Sure. It's what he loves. He wants to perpetuate that. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It was one of those stories that just when you think the story's done, it's like, nope. Here's another cherry on top. Here's another cherry on top. And it's just next thing you know, it's just all cherries on top Sunday of awesomeness. Yes. It was all Perry's on top.
That's awesome.
3 Perrys straight across on the one-armed bandit. It was great. So thanks to Steve Perry for hooking us up and being such a nice guy.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, what? You got to be kidding me. What? That was my
story of the day.
Yeah.
Right there. That's cool. All right, we have a couple more minutes to wrap up this matchup. We've got Thin Lizzy's Cowboy Song and the Eagles' Disco Strangler. Which one of those do you want to hear? Vote right now. We will see which one we end up throwing on there at the winner's circle today.
That's right.
Get this Monday underway the right way.
We got it coming at you when we come back right here on I-95. Taking the top spot this morning, I-95, Bangor's classic rock station. So Eagles on to Friday.
Yay.
See you later, Eagles.
Yep.
Next hour this morning, we have Marty Ekman coming by from McDonald's. He's going to talk to us all about the that high school all-star basketball tournament that's coming up and stuff like that. Of course, we just wrapped up the tournaments over the weekend.
That's right.
I know Orno won the Class B state championship. As far as like our local teams,
I think
Hamden
Christian
lost.
Won. Yeah, Hamden lost.
Yep. But not by much. They put up a good fight. It looked like I didn't see the game, but the score looked like it was pretty solid as far as that stuff goes.
So, yep, we're going to talk to Marty about that. I think that starts at Husson on Saturday, the All-Star game. It starts with the foul shooting championship, shot shooting. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, no dunk contest for a bunch of high school kids? That doesn't seem right.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh, there is?
At
I didn't look down
12:30,
far
yeah,
enough.
12:30 they're doing that. You know, my kid helped me over the weekend do a dance at the Cohen School, and Cohen's got this nice, beautiful big gym. And at the end, when we had loaded everything out, he's like, "Mom, gotta get a video of this." And I'm like, "Okay, here we go."
Of course.
And yeah, and he's so tall now that he can slap that rim no problem.
Yeah.
His aim might suck, but he can jump. It helps that he's 6'3", but yeah. So I got a cool video of him doing that. Yeah.
So that's what we got coming up next hour. We'll hear all about that. And that's such a cool event, especially for all our local high school basketball players around the state. So that'll be pretty cool. Pretty sweet. So that's coming up next hour. Stay right here with us. I-95. I-95, Jay Stu and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station today. Hey, speaking of guests that are going to be popping in this week, on Friday, we'll have Dylan from Crazy Train popping in. Yeah. We just played Ozzy a couple minutes ago here. And they got Crazy Train has their big show out at Sports Arena.
Sports Arena. Yes, they have sold the tickets that they're going to sell online, so the rest of the tickets are available at the door. They will have those for sale there, so make sure that if you didn't get them online, don't worry about it. They got plenty left, so you can get them there, which is going to be fun. The place is going to be hopping.
And then a little later this morning, we were just talking a few minutes ago, we're going to have Marty Ekman stop by and talk about the... now I just keep calling it the high school all-star basketball tournament, but does it have like a name?
Yes, the McDonald's All-Star Game.
Okay,
That's why he's coming from McDonald's.
That makes sense. Well, I just thought they were like a big sponsor or whatever, which is fine. I'm sure they are.
Yes.
But I didn't want to be impolite about what the actual name of the event is.
McDonald's All-Star Games happening Saturday at Husson University. You can get tickets through our website. I believe there is still some up there. It's $15 for adults, $10 for seniors, $5 for students. And it's good for the whole day. It gets you all 4 games plus the 3-point shot competition and the slam dunk competition, which is going to be great.
Those will be cool. So yeah, we got a lot going on this week. We'll have Dylan on Friday. We'll have Marty here probably in the next 15, 20 minutes. And we're just going to keep cranking out the classic rock right here on I-95. Bangor's classic rock station, I-95 at 95.7 FM. Jay Stu and Corey here. Little Jimmy, Mr. Jimmy this morning. To get us ripping, as it were.
Did you happen to catch any chatter about ski jor over the weekend?
Just what you told me about the horse that decided it didn't want to skijor anymore and just went on walkabout through the city, which I think is great.
So there were a few people that I knew that went and said it was actually a really great event. It was the snow, the lack thereof. They did as best they could, bringing it in. They had groomers there and whatnot. And at one point, they did have to kind of wrap up early because it just wasn't safe enough.
Sure.
But those that went had a really good time. And a lot of them saw the potential in how cool of an event this could be later on in years that maybe we have some actual snow.
Sure.
But yeah, one of the horses at one point apparently got loose and ended up at Fairmount Park, which I think is hilarious.
Well, I'm sure it was just like, look, I'm tired of pulling all you jerks around today, so I'm out. He's probably just like, I need a smoke break. I need a chance to go chill for a few minutes. Union rules say I get 15 minutes every 6 hours. So
went for a little walk.
Yeah, I don't blame
down
him.
to the park. which I'm
How
sure
did it get
that
all the way up to Fairmount, though?
I know. Well, I guess at one point they were trying to chase it around kind of the interstate. I don't know. I can't imagine that that's an easy thing to do, is corral a horse in muddy / icy.
I have this vision of like driving down Buck Street and just seeing like cluck, 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 like at like 30 miles an hour up the street, headed for Fairmount Park.
Yeah. So,
but it went to the biggest open place it could find to just hang out until people came to get it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hilarious.
So I'm going to do a little recap of Ski Jour. If you went and you have any pictures or you have any, a rundown of what happened, send me a little note there on our I-95 app or our Facebook page and let me know. Justin chimed in. He went and said it was a blast. So
nice.
Cool.
Well, we're getting closer here. I thought I saw some cars pull up a few minutes ago. So Marty Ekman from McDonald's should be popping in here pretty soon. And otherwise, we're just going to keep rolling with classic rock. Right here on I-95. I-95, Jay, Stu, and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station at 95.7 FM. And we have some special guests here in the studio this morning. Marty Ekman, you're here with us today. And I didn't catch your name on the way, and I'm so sorry.
Good morning. My name is Lauren Gittenbacher. I'm the Community Engagement Manager over at the Ronald McDonald House in Bangor.
Oh, fantastic. And Marty, tell us a little bit about what you do. I mean, I know obviously you're part of this whole process, but as far as your connection with McDonald's and all that stuff.
Well, I'm a local McDonald's owner-operator for a long time. Grew up in the business working for my father, and took over, bought him out when he retired. And for a long time, I've been a board member of the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Maine.
Nice.
And as well as my family, our business, we started this event that we came to talk to you about, the Maine McDonald's High School All-Star Basketball Games, in conjunction with Maine Association of Basketball Coaches. This is our 44th year putting on this event.
Really?
Wow.
With a great banquet coming up on March 8th at the Shrine Hall in Bangor. And on March 9th, our games at Husson, right in the Newman Gym.
Oh, that's
4 games,
awesome.
Game day, recognize the kids. And, the driving force for this is it to recognize the kids. They're just coming out of tournament week, all the players. And then this is a fundraiser for Ronald McDonald House Charities of Maine.
It was funny because
That's what it's all about.
First thing I saw when I saw it, and Corey corrected me, she's like, "Oh, there's a foul shooting contest." I'm like, "Where is the dunk contest?"
No, there'll be a dunk contest.
Oh, yeah.
Unless something's happened at the last minute and there's, no kids that fly that high. But
that's all I would worry about. Now, obviously, this is such a great event for the kids and stuff like that, but this also is to raise money for the Ronald McDonald House, I'm assuming, as well.
Absolutely.
Yes. So all of the money raised, the net proceeds from the ticket sales of Game Day and Banquet, come back to the Ronald McDonald House. And we are just a home away from home. So that's for families that are traveling from anywhere in the state, but they're having to come to Bangor or Portland for that specialized care. So Lafayette Cancer Center, the NICU, and we just help house them, make sure that there's meals. We're really a home away from home while they're doing one of the most challenging things that they'll probably go through. We're there to be a community for them.
Absolutely. Corey, I'm doing all the talking. I don't want to take anything away from
I was
you.
just listening. I mean, I know Ronald McDonald House, that you guys do such great things. And as somebody who's had to, and whose family has had to kind of be away from home when kids have been in the hospital too, what an amazing resource for the community to have. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that the money collected from this event go to help towards.
Yeah, so it helps directly. So all of the money will stay here in Maine, and it goes directly towards those houses. So that's the houses where families are staying. They're getting that private room. We have a fully stocked kitchen, so all of the utensils you would need to cook your own meal. But then we also have volunteers come in and cook dinner. And then we also have family room programs. So that's special rooms that only pediatric families are allowed to use, and they're on the peds floor. So we have one over at Eastern Maine and then one in Maine Med down in Portland. And these are rooms where they can do laundry, grab food, another kitchen in there. And that's for families who don't feel comfortable leaving the hospital. So they are truly living in the hospital room with their child.
Yeah.
And this is just a slight reprieve that they get to make food. This can be really important for families where food is a central core tenet. They don't want to go get hospital food. So they want to make their own food. So kitchen, laundry, computer access, printer, just all of those little things that you would need but you were stuck in a hospital room.
Yeah.
So my
That's gonna
sister
be so
right now
hard.
is at Boston Children's for the same thing. She's down there, and like her husband is helping, and they have a baby, so they are in a situation similar to that. And I can't tell you how, when you have a small baby and you're trying to deal with things like laundry and like meal prep because you have specialized diets, those things are so essential. So it's amazing that you guys provide those. And if you think about it, when people come to the McDonald's All-Star Game, the fact that they're there celebrating these amazing feats for these athletes that are healthy and great, and these kids that are doing this goal, the fact that they can feel good about the fact that they're also helping kids in those situations who aren't having an opportunity to do that, that should be really feeling good that they're putting money towards that. So we've got tickets at $15 for adults, $10 for seniors, $5 for students, and they can get them right online, and that's for the whole day, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So that's for all of the games. We have 4 different matchups. It's North versus South, boys and girls. And that's for the whole day. So you can come early, hang out with us. We'll have concessions. We'll have some of Marty's folks over at concessions.
That's right. So concessions during the day, that's all items locally donated. We have
really?
one
cool.
of my buddies has a friends with a chip truck, so that's where that comes from. And Hannaford, gift card for buying hot dogs and rolls and stuff like that. And
how are the kids now? Are they all? Are they chosen by their coaches at their schools? Or are these kids that are just obviously standout athletes in their school and stuff like that, and they're brought in for these games?
Oh, absolutely. The coaches have a well thought out and a well thought out system for nominating and selecting, and as well as the academic all-stars. So we have academic teams, and that's something I've participated in the past, where we receive a write-up, a dossier on a lot of kids, and we have to help decide which ones are going to make the team based on their academic
That's the
accomplishments.
only way I'd get in, is because of the academics. Like, if I had to rely on my sports ability, forget about it.
And then we have Mr. and Mrs. Basketball also.
Oh,
Mr. and
cool.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Maine Basketball will be announced.
That one's a coveted award. It
Absolutely.
gets announced at the banquet. So the day before the games, we hold a banquet for all of the kids. And that's where some of those more special awards get announced.
Oh, that's so cool. So this is all this weekend, right? This is coming right up.
Coming right up.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, Corey, you have the details right in front of you. Let's just recap it real quick before we send them out the door and they're on. Because we're going to
this
send you
is
all to these other people, too. So
Yeah.
keep going.
So it's the McDonald's All-Star Games happening this Saturday up at Husson University. It's going to start at 8:30 with the foul shooting championship. And the tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for seniors, and $5 for students. You can get the tickets right online. I believe you'll be able to get them at the door as well, correct?
Yes, you can get them at the
Yeah.
door or you can get them ahead. It is the people taking all the tickets are all volunteers. So be calm with them, be patient. They're lovely, lovely volunteers. Over at rmhcmaine.org.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping in this morning and taking some time out to hang out with us.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to get right into more classic rock. So stay here on 95.
Hannaford